Jupiter in first house. Jupiter is one of the most auspicious presence in the astrological arena, which brings most of divine blessings and goodness into the human lives, besides which the presence of planet Jupiter in ascendant would bestow the native with almost all the attributes of the guru of planets. Jupiter in first house would bring positive shades in the native's life. The natives of Jupiter in first house are believed to be wiser souls who would be endowed with wisdom and knowledge, as these natives would possess a strong and well-paved path of education and would attain good learning in their lives. Besides this, these people having Jupiter in ascendant would carry a positive and practical vision towards life and would possess a mature understanding with dignified manners. These people having Jupiter in first house are broad-minded personalities who would be loyal from the core and are born with a humanitarian, philosophical and benevolent blend in their soul. This makes these natives of Guru in first power admired and respected by many around. These natives having Jupiter in ascendant would possess special significance of spirituality, as they will deeply believe upon the divine presence, for which they will pursue variant spiritual rituals and would also accomplish their social responsibilities. Altogether, they are truly kind and sympathetic souls who believes in purity of the core. The natives of Jupiter in first house are perceived to attain good heights through untainted path, as these natives would keep walking over the moral and principled even during difficult times. He or she will make others learn from them. Jupiter in Pisces. Pisces is the own sign of Jupiter, so this tends to be a positive placement for Jupiter as it feels at home here. People with Jupiter in Pisces get a good inheritance and a lot of wealth. They tend to be of a medium height and healthy constitution. These people enjoy a higher position in life and career. They are political and diplomatic in nature. They travel to foreign places quite often. Pisces is associated with the 12th house, so people with this position are driven towards and knowledgeable about spirituality. Their sense of imagination is strong. They also earn a lot of acclaim in their social circle and respect from friends. Jupiter in Pisces makes the person virtuous and moral. These people tend to be popular and praiseworthy. They also seek opportunities to help others and are quite sensitive to others' needs. These people are quite skillful in what they do. They attach themselves emotionally to their religious convictions. Or a tendency towards mystical practices also accompanies this position in horoscope. First Lord in first house or in ascendant. When the first lord is placed in the first house, the person focuses on the self. If the planet is in good dignity, then the native is independent, strong sense of purpose in life, self-sufficient, leader, healthy and vital, good stamina, blessed with good beginnings. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person is selfish, not follow dharmic path, tendency to ignore others, self-seeking attitude can lead to multiple marriages. 10th Lord in first house or in ascendant. When the Lord of the 10th house in the first house or in the ascendant, the person is independent in career. If the planet in good dignity, then the person enjoys working with himself, entrepreneur, capable in leading big projects. He will be self-employed or pursue a profession of independence. The person focuses on his career and persistent when it comes to getting what they want. When the Lagna and 10th Lord combines in the first house, the native becomes very famous and a pioneer in his field of work. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person faces trouble in career field. Feels difficulty in working with big companies, put too much effort in career but not getting any result, waste their money on trying to be independent in career. Jupiter in second house. The planet Jupiter or Jupiter is among the supremely benefic planets who is perceived to take the person towards good heights, while the placement of Jupiter in second house would bestow the native with supreme fortune, as helping him, her succeed without much efforts at most of the places. Arrival of Jupiter in second house will bring most of the goodness to the person. The natives of this placement of Jupiter or Guru in second house will possess a sharp mind for making money, and they would not find much hurdles or difficulties in the path of their growth, besides which these natives will also receive wealth from some other channels without any efforts. These natives will lead a life with comforts and materialistic pleasures for which he or she would spend much lavish amount, but they are not inclined towards the worldly pleasures at the core, as only they wishes to possess all the worthy stuff. The native having Jupiter in second house would possess more than one channels of income in general planetary placements, but the placement of Venus is a very significant aspect for Jupiter impacts as they affect each other. Apart from this, the Jupiter in second house would endow the native with a wiser composition of mind which would appear in their words, and so on they would be able to receive admiration from others. If the other planetary placements in the horoscope chart are not favoring the positive impacts of Jupiter in second bhava, then the native should pursue social services and donations to the needy and poor people. Jupiter in Aries. Aries is a fire sign ruled by Mars, which is also a fiery planet. Both Mars and Jupiter are masculine and share a friendly relationship with each other. Mars' strong influence in this position makes the person argumentative, but Jupiter also affords the person with wisdom, logic and intelligence, so these natives tend to be less impulsive than those with Mars in Aries. Jupiter in Aries gives a strong hold over fields such as law because Mars energy directs the native's mind towards argumentation. They are knowledgeable, philosophical, educated, and driven towards spirituality and higher learning. Jupiter in Aries gives a strong foothold in spirituality and religious books. Jupiter also affords them with compassion and generosity. These natives specifically like to donate to charitable trusts and religious places. They imbibe innovation in their matter of study or practice. Their enterprising abilities are exceptional. There is a lot of creativity and energy in these people, and also the ability to use these constructively. These natives do very well in sectors like banking because they are judicious and intellectual. First Lord in the second house. When the first Lord is placed in the first house, the person focuses on the finance. If the planet in good dignity, then the native effort result in profits. Money handler, have good skill in money managing liquid assets, generous with money, impressive speaker, family, is a source of pride and devotion, speaks truth, good eating habits, strong eyesight and teeth. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person is drained family money due to its selfish motives, money matters become problem, lack in attention to studies, poor diet and teeth, may have weak eyesight. 10th Lord in the second house. The 10th Lord in the second house, the person have money career. If the planet in good dignity, then the person rises well in life and makes a lot of money. He may have food business, he will prosper in catering and restaurant businesses. The person may work in cosmetics and in beauty products, money handler, currency trader, jeweler, dentist, speech language specialist, have money through family business. He may engage himself in the family trade and develop it. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person may have eating disorder affect status and career, have family problems ruin business. The person is weak and not able to do his business properly. Jupiter in third house. The planet Jupiter or Guru is believed to be a benefic presence who provides wisdom and knowledge to human beings and rules over the intellect and mind of the person. Here, the arrival of Jupiter in third house will bring supreme learning to the person, as making him, her strong from the core, along with providing the optimistic blend in the approach. The natives having Jupiter in third house are born with insatiable curiosity, while on the other hand, these people are endowed with a strongly paved path of education, besides which they are believed to reach admirable heights of success, bringing affluence with respect to the native. They could do amazingly good in arenas like writing, communication and publishing, as they really likes to share their learning with others. The natives of this placement of Jupiter in third house will be deeply philosophical and spiritual in their approach, besides which they will see at everything with a positive perception. This further makes them stable at their mental composure and wiser at their appearance. These people having Jupiter in third bhava would develop good and true relations with brothers and sisters and with almost everyone around. The placement of Saturn in the 9th bhava with this placement of Jupiter brings longevity to the person, while if the Saturn is placed in the 2nd bhava, then the person could become ingenious and hypocritical in attitude. Besides this, Saturn in 4th house brings the danger of robbery to the person by his her friends, while if the Jupiter in third house is accompanied by enemies, it would bring greater harms to the native and will make her emerge as a danger to closed ones. In the end, these natives having Jupiter in third house should worship goddess Durga and should offer food and sweets to little girls in a very pious and respectful manner. He or she should stay away from flatterers. Jupiter in Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is a feminine watery planet. Venus is neutral towards Jupiter, which in turn is inimical towards Venus. Despite this enmity, the position of Jupiter in Taurus is positive since both the planets are benefic in nature, especially Jupiter. People having Jupiter in Taurus are endowed with a broad body and good appearance. These God-fearing people respect spirituality and religion. Natives with this placement of Jupiter earn a lot of fortune and wealth throughout their life. Luck favors them in the time of need. They also do well in their professional life. These natives are judicial and wise and make a lucrative use of their assets and money. They have the money and skills to afford the finer things in life. This gives stability to their life. They are skillful, intelligent and quite political too. They have strong business acumen, and handle matters in a cautious and patient way that gives them an edge over the opponents. They use tact and wisdom in critical situations. They easily play with new ideas and experiments and are quite skillful. However, Jupiter in Taurus gives these natives conservative views and an inflexible approach. First Lord in the third house. When the first Lord is placed in the third house, the person has determined personality. If the planet in good dignity, then the native have good siblings, close friends, and neighbors which help them to progress in life. The person have friendly, courageous, have skill in writing, lecturing, and communicating, likes adventure and sport, good artistic expression, have strong desire and motivation, and travel a lot close to the home. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person tries hard to succeed, aggressive, have conflicts with siblings and neighbors, frustrated, effort go into waste, have no interest in personal hobby, neck, shoulder and hands problem, and anxiety problem. 10th Lord in the third house. The person have career of self-expression. If the planet in good dignity, then the person determinant, adventurous, siblings help in the career, may have to travel constantly on short journeys. He will be a speaker, writer, selling, marketing, advertising, editing, printing, communication business, computer, arts, music, acting, dancing, sports, depending which planets occupies third house. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person face problems with siblings in career field, put lot of effort but not getting in return, lack of courage and determination, weak in evaluating consequence of and suffering many setbacks and delays in career. Jupiter in fourth house. The planet Jupiter or Jupiter is a giver of wisdom, besides which it bestows the person with a learned approach towards life. These natives having Jupiter in fourth house will carry immense stability of mind and will maintain a high peace in life as well as in mind. These people will appear as matured from their mental composure. The natives born with Jupiter in fourth house are believed to be truly devoted towards their home, besides which these people would pay all possible services and respect to their parents and will bring all possible comforts to your family members. In true words, these people with Jupiter in fourth vow lives for their loved ones, and this becomes the reason behind most of the happiness, peace and satisfaction in the native's life. The natives of this placement of Jupiter in fourth house are endowed with strong educational path in their early life. They will enjoy good fortune later in life and will lead a pleasant and blissful life during their old age. They will attain good professional and social heights and will keep growing in their lifetime, because the placement of Jupiter in the house of Moon appears as exalted, which bestows the person with blessings of Jupiter. There will be a divine love which keep coming to the native. In the end, the native having Jupiter in fourth house should not build a temple at home, as it will reverse the positive impacts of Jupiter and will bring poverty and obstacles in conjugal path. He or she should never serve her elders and should never uncover her body in front of anyone. They should offer milk to snake for defending oneself from adverse effects. Jupiter in Gemini. Mercury is the ruling planet of Gemini, which is a dual air sign. The relationship of Jupiter with Mercury, the lord of Gemini, is inimical. However, both the planets are benefic in nature, so this placement turns out well for the native, more so because both these planets are associated with wisdom and intelligence. As wise and learned people, these natives are exceptional in their studies. Even if they do not get formal education in their life due to circumstances, there is a strong intellectual curiosity in these people. They always find a way to learn, and gain a lot of experience and learning from their travel and adventures in life. These natives are always open to new ideas and interpretations. Jupiter in Gemini also makes the person diplomatic. Native has the ability to handle critical situations with tact. Their physical stature is impressive. Such natives tend to be well built and tall. As a person, they are quite helping, dedicated, skillful and devoted to their work. They are quite dependable and take their responsibilities seriously. Their heart is pure. They do well in fields involving psychological understanding and intuition, such as teaching and occult areas like astrology. Jupiter in Gemini also makes the person a great poet. First Lord in the fourth house. When the first Lord is placed in the fourth house, he person focus on the family. If the planet in good dignity, then the native have interest in studies, have interest in real estate, has good home, clothes, and vehicles, has large amount of fixed assets, emotionally balanced, and strong, seeks spiritual development and does well as with insurance. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person have emotional problems, trouble or lack of support from mother, and family in general, breaks in education, have problem in attaining home, vehicles, comfort, good clothes, inner peace, and may have chest or heart problem. 10th Lord in the fourth house. The person have career through learning. If the planet is in good dignity, then the person will be a lucky and highly learned in various subjects. He will be famous both for his learning and generosity. The person good educator, involved in housing, hotel, real estate business, business of vehicle, mechanic, clothing business, geologist, nurturing, nurse, midwife, agriculture, horticulture, daycare worker, gets good home and vehicles and other valuable fixed assets. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the career bring trouble to the mother and family, many emotional challenges in career area, farm worker, and other lower wage jobs. The person may lose his lands and be forced to take to a life of servitude.